When people hear the word AI, they feel two things at the same time, that is excitement and confusion. Excitement because AI is everywhere right now. It's in the news, it's in business, it's in social media, like that. But confusion because nobody really tells about where to begin. There is too much information in online, right? Too many tutorials, too many opinions. Some people say you need advanced mathematics, and some will say you need advanced degree. Others say you can learn everything in 30 days. So let's slow down and clear everything up. In this video, I want to give a realistic step-by-step learning plan to go from zero knowledge to confidently building AI projects. Not overnight, but properly. First, we need to understand what artificial intelligence actually is. Artificial intelligence is simply the ability of machines to learn patterns from data and make decisions based on those patterns. That's all it is at its core. It is not human thinking, it is not emotions, it is not consciousness. It is mathematics and data working together to solve problems. When you search on Google and it predicts what you are really typing, and that is AI. When YouTube recommends videos, that is also AI. When you use ChatGPT, you are interacting with a large language model trained on massive amount of data. When companies like Google improve their search engine optimizations or else maps, so they are using AI models behind the scenes. So AI is not something futuristic. It is already part of daily life. Now here is where most beginners make a mistake. They jump directly into advanced topics like neural networks or deep learning without building the foundation skills, right? And that usually leads to a frustration. If you truly want to go from zero to hero, you must respect the order of learning. So first thing first, I want to discuss with you about 5 major concepts. But this is not roadmap. After these 5 concepts, I will give you a detailed roadmap because these 5 major concepts will decide whether you survive or not in this career. The first stage is building basic technical comfort. You should feel comfortable using a computer, installing programs, managing files, and using development tools. And you do not need to understand hardware and advanced systems. You simply need your confidence using a machine. That's enough. The second stage, and this is very important, that is Python. Most AI libraries, AI frameworks are built in Python. When you learn Python, you are learning the language that connects you to almost entire AI ecosystem. But let me be clear, here you do not need to become an expert programmer. You need to understand the fundamentals. You should know how variables work, how functions are using, how loops repeat the task, how lists and dictionaries are stored, and how to write simple programs that solve small problems. After Python comes a topic that scares many people. That is mathematics. Here is the truth. You do not need advanced mathematics at the beginning. You need basic algebra, a simple statistics like average, probability, like that, and a general understanding of graphs. As you go deeper, you will slowly encounter the ideas from linear algebra and calculus, but you can learn them gradually. You do not need to master everything before starting. Once you are comfortable with Python and basic mathematics, you are ready to enter machine learning. Machine learning is a part of AI where systems learn patterns from data. For example, imagine you want to predict a house price. You give model examples of house sizes, location, and their prices. So the system studies these patterns and learns how price relates to those features. So later, when you give it a new house, it can estimate the price. In this, there are 3 main types of machine learning. The first is supervised learning. In this case, you provide both the input data and the corrected answers. The system learns from labeled examples. The second is unsupervised learning. Here you provide data without answers and the system finds patterns or groups on its own. The third is reinforcement learning. In this method, the system learns by trial and error. It takes actions, receives rewards or penalties, and improves over time. Advanced research organizations like DeepMind use reinforcement learning. So to practice this machine learning, you will use Python libraries. As you grow comfortable with machine learning, the next stage is deep learning. So deep learning is a more advanced approach that uses neural networks. So these neural networks are systems inspired by the structure of human brain. So they contain layers of connected units that transforms input data step by step into meaningful output. So deep learning is what powers speech recognition, advanced image classifications, and modern AI assistants. Here, 2 widely used frameworks for deep learning. So that is a TensorFlow and PyTorch. So these frameworks allow you to build a large complex models efficiently. And now we arrive at what many people are most interested in today. That is generative AI. Generative AI focuses on creating new content. It can generate text, images, music, and even software code also. Tools like ChatGPT, Midjourney, and Stable Diffusion are examples of these technology. These systems are powered by large language models and deep neural networks. If you want to build modern AI applications and design effective prompts is extremely important and valuable. But here is something important. Do not rush toward trends without mastering our basic fundamentals. A strong foundation in Python, data handling, and core machine learning concepts will make everything else easier. And the most important advice from this AI roadmap is build projects. Even small projects matter. A simple chatbot or else a price prediction models, a text summarizers like that. So each projects here strengthens your understanding. Companies care far more about what you have built than what certificates you hold. Now that we have understood the foundation of AI, and the next important question is this: how do you actually move from learning concepts to becoming someone who can build real AI systems? So let's now talk about a real structure. If you want to crack AI or machine learning roles, first we need clarity, not random tutorials, not random jumping from one course to another course, and not learning everything at once. So you need a detailed structure or else a roadmap. So from now, I will give you a detailed structure. So this is the AIML roadmap. If you want this roadmap link, comment below AIML roadmap, then I will send you. So before touching AI, you must comfortable with the programming language. So here is a programming foundation. So here your main language should be Python, and also there is a two languages, C++ and Java. So these are especially for only basics like basic syntax, variables and data types, loops and conditions, functions, object oriented programming, exception handling. So only basics. So after learning C++ and Java programming language, further we move into the Python language. So in this also we can learn basic syntax, variable and data types, loops and conditions, functions, object oriented programming, and exception handling. In this concept, we need to understand advanced topics, and that too why this especially Python is matters, because every AI system will use Python programming language. If coding feels difficult, AI will feel impossible. So first make a coding feel natural. After that, learn Python essential libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, or Seaborn. So here NumPy used for numerical expressions and Pandas is used for a data handling. Matplotlib or Seaborn is used for a visualization. So especially these tools are used daily in AI/ML jobs. So after completing a programming foundation, then further we move into the next stage, that is mathematics for machine learning. Here we don't need to become a mathematician, but you must understand the language of machine learning. So here we must focus on three areas, that is a linear algebra, probability and statistics, and calculus. In calculus, we understand only basic concepts. First, linear algebra. So in this, vectors, matrices, matrix multiplication, eigenvalues, basic matrix operations. So especially neural networks built only by using this. So after completing linear algebra, then we can go with probability and statistics. In this, mean, variance, distributions, Bayes theorem, conditional probability, hypothesis testing. These concepts helps you understand AML model behaviors. So after completing this also, then further we move with calculus. So in this, derivatives and gradients, these are the most important concepts. So especially these are used in optimization and training models. So after completing this mathematics or machine learning foundation, and next data handling and pre-processing. So before building data models, you must know how to handle the data. So this includes reading CSV files, JSON files, Excel files, cleaning missing data, feature programming, engineering, scaling and normalization, train test splitting. So in real AI jobs, almost 60% of the data preparation only. If you master this, you become valuable. And next, a fourth stage, that is a core machine learning. Now you entered a real machine learning. Here mathematics for machine learning, and here core machine learning. That is a real machine learning. In this stage, there are two different learning models. That is supervised learning and unsupervised learning. First, we need to understand supervised learning. So in this, learn linear regression, logistic regression, k nearest neighbors, support vector missions, decision trees, random forest, gradient boosting. Understand classification versus regressions. Then move to unsupervised learning. So after completing this, then move to unsupervised learning. So in this, clustering, dimensional reduction. Also understand accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, ROC, AUC, cross validation, and overfitting and underfitting. So especially At this stage makes you ready for entry level machine learning roles. So next stage is that is a deep learning. Here we move to neural networks. First understand the basic concepts like perceptron, forward propagation, back propagation, activation functions, and loss functions. Then move to deep learning frameworks, that is a TensorFlow and PyTorch. And then we learn architectures, CNN, ORNN, LSTM and GRU, transformers, attention mechanism. So this stage opens doors to computer vision and NLP roles. So next stage is natural language processing, that is NLP. If you want AI roles today, then we need to focus on NLP first. So it is very important. So in this, we most should learn a tokenization, text processing, word embeddeds, transformers, and LMS models, and also understand how systems are works, how ChatGPT works, how AI models are working. So we need to understand these concepts. So this helps you move into generative AI. So next stage is that is generative AI and modern AI engineering. So this is where AI engineering models, I mean roles come in. So learn here basic databases and build embeddings and vector databases, fine tuning versus RAG, token limits and cost estimation management, working with APIs, prompt engineering. So after completing this, go to databases like Pinecone, VWeight or FAISS. Then further move into a build like AI chatbots. We need to build AI chatbots, a document QA systems, AI assistants. So this is highly in demand in today's market. And next stage is that is AI systems and deployment. To crack AI system roles, you must go beyond model training. So learn REST APIs, Fast API or Flask, model deployment basics, Docker, cloud basics like AWS, Azure or GCP, like that. Companies don't want just model builders. They want engineers who can deploy systems. They want engineers who can deploy systems. So after completing this stage, we further move into AI safety and responsible AI. So model AI expects awareness of bias in models, data privacy, prompt injection attacks, security concerns. So this is especially important when working with LLMS system models. And finally, a projects and portfolio. This is most important. So everything above means nothing without projects. So we need to build a machine learning project, one deep learning project, one generative AI application, and one deployment AI application. So put them on GitHub, write a clean README files, and explain your thinking. That's what recruiters look at. So follow this order only. So do not skip steps. Okay. So if you want this roadmap, I already told you. Comment below like AIML roadmap, then I will send you. And if in case you have any doubts about this project, I mean about this roadmap,